Oh we are, oh yeah, yeah, oh. Afimaye saiso. Oh we are, oh we are. Oh we are, oh yeah, yeah, oh. Afimaye saiso. Oh we are, oh we are. I'm Magdalene Savigny.
I'm Elizabeth Rodriguez.
Yes, together we are OKAN. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Really happy to be working in this project, or to have worked in this project, and very interesting, tiring, but actually very interesting because of the story that was created, and I don't know, challenging at times, I must say, but it's good. Like, you know, it makes you learn about different things.
Other lives, other people, other experiences. We can relate to many of those stories because of where we're coming from as immigrants, as Black women. So it was a long process for all of us, I believe, but I think it was so worth it.
We've done musical theater.
We did music for two musical theaters for kids. So we created all of the scoring for that. But, you know, this was the first time that we did something entirely just based on the story. You know, before creating the music, it was completely based on the story and the moment, specific moments, what was happening, the moods, the colors, like all the things that had to do with the mood, setting the exact mood of the images. So it was a little bit more challenging for that, but
the dancer also involved.
We had the wonderful Daymé Arocena behind it. That's why I was giving the orders. That's why it was so much easier, and everybody involved is honestly very talented. So
this COVID thing had made us has shaped us like in a new way of making music. So basically I'm used to just record stuff at home, creating maquettes and send it to the musicians, or basically recording our own stuff and send it to someone else to do the mastering or to do the mixing. Now we're used to it, but it's still challenging. I mean, late night mixing process, bouncing the tracks. It was time consuming because you're not in the studio. There were no charts. It was a lot of brainstorming right on the spot, which is good because it appeals to your creativity, right? So
but I think it's good somehow. I mean, for not for everybody changes are good, but for the people that can adapt, this has been an important part of our careers, because then you learn how to be more independent, you learn how to be more efficient sometimes as well, and you have to learn, with the times, what's happening now. COVID times, you have to work, you have to keep working because we still have to put food on our table and a roof over our heads, but it is definitely not the same process. It would have been great to have, you know, a whole set of musicians recording together at the same time and everybody sharing. But the good thing is, like, we belong to the same bubble, like Daymé and our family and our house, so we were able at least to work together.
At least for the music creation process. But still, like, you know, in life you see problem or you see opportunity. So this pandemic, no one was expecting it, right? So you just have to see opportunity and adapt, like Elizabeth says, like with the times, go with the times, but and try to reinvent yourself, you know. But still, we miss people because music is not the same without the energy of the audience, right? So, but you have to adapt. I mean, who knows when this is going to be over.
And that's exactly what this documentary is about, like women that had to adapt their lives to be better. And
no matter where you come from, you know, you come from dirt and you have to clean yourself and move on, you know. And still, they saw opportunity and they grabbed it. They took it, yeah. Yeah, these women, I don't know, I would say you're not alone. There's more like you in the world, because sometimes when we are going through this crazy times, right? I mean, every single battle from each one of us is different. We all create our own battles and we fight with our own strength. So sometimes we think we're alone and we're battling alone, and you don't know that there's another woman, some other, like maybe in the other side of the world, who's actually freeing another battle, and these women are proof of that. So you look back and then you say, oh, boo-hoo to my life. Like, look at what these people have been through, right? And sometimes it's good when you meet people like this and you get to share your story and you're like, wow, I feel actually better now because this person understands me and understands where I come from. You don't need to be black, you don't need to be white, you don't need, you know, it's just a matter of your own life experience and be able to share it with someone else who might get you, and that's very important. Yeah,
I am one of those person that I take my life experiences and I share with others, because I believe that there's nothing to be ashamed of, or that actually could make other people stronger or see where I come from and not judge me, because sometimes I might be hard or harsh or whatever. And then when they understand where I'm coming from, they're like, oh, that's why she's so rude. So, but with these women, with other people, I prefer that they say things that they want to say. You know, I can ask questions, but at the same time, some people are not that open, and sometimes they don't want to share those experiences. So that's why I prefer to ask, like, how are you now? How is your life now? And maybe what do you miss from that other time? Because in every part of your life there was something good, and maybe you missed that, or you're like, oh, you know what, I haven't been, I don't know, going to that coffee shop in a long time, because then you're busier, or you just don't go that way. Exactly. Your world and your surrounding change, and it's important that we go back to our roots and we say, like, oh, you know what, I used to talk to this person, I used to do this with that other person. But, you know, that's kind of like the conversation where I would take it, like, how you doing now? This is much better. The struggle to survive, the struggle to move up in the ladder, that imaginary ladder, but there is a ladder.
There is a ladder.
The strength to say, this is not enough and I deserve more and I'm going to get it. That's basically
the light that you find in that moment.
Yeah.
You know, when you're about to give up and you're like, wait a second. You know, who knows where you get that strength from, right? But that moment of light, enlightenment, when someone comes to you, or you just see it, and or you can step outside yourself and see yourself, and you're like, okay, I was about to give up, but no, I can do this, I want to do that, and no one can tell me otherwise, because we all had those people in our lives saying, like, no, you can't do that, you're not good enough, you're a woman.
Being born in those back neighborhoods, and being told that no one gets out of that.
Yeah.
Being told that you're not good enough, or you're not whatever enough, and
you're not enough,
and you're saying, why not? Like, good thing in our cases, we had families that told us the opposite. They say, you know what, this is a circumstance that we're living in right now, but you can get out of here. You
have
can
the
do
power.
better. You have the power. It is completely up to you to keep going, and that is the message that I think every family should carry and should give to their children. The most important message is that you have to work hard to get everything you want. Life is not going to throw things at you that you cannot handle.
And it's unfair sometimes.
It is very unfair.
But don't rely on that unfair step.
Don't stay there.
Don't stay there.
So I think that strength, that's what we have in common with all these women in the story, and it's just the strength and the power and the will.
The
to
will.
keep going.
Will is important.
And not getting bullshit from anyone.
Yeah.
Oh we are, oh we are. Oh we are, oh we are. Oh we are, oh we are.
Well, I am La Puta Ama.